Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to get out of bed in the morning and felt a stab of pain that starts deep in your lower back, cuts straight through your buttock, and shoots down your leg like an electric current? That burning, tingling pain that sometimes drains the strength right out of your leg. The kind of pain that won't let you sit properly, won't let you walk properly, won't even let you sleep. And here's the most frustrating part of all. You took the anti-inflammatory, you took the muscle relaxer, and the pain came right back. It came back for a simple reason. Those pills are very good at one thing, muting the pain signal for a few hours. But they don't do much for the irritated, compressed nerve underneath that's actually generating the signal in the first place. So the moment the medication wears off, the nerve is still angry and the pain returns. The good news is that there is a small group of medicinal plants, backed not by folklore alone but by real laboratory research, whose active compounds work on the inflammation around that nerve, calming the irritation, easing the pressure, and giving your body a real chance to recover from the inside. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 natural remedies for sciatic pain, exactly how to prepare each one, and who should be careful with them. Pay close attention when we reach remedy number 4. It has a name that's going to surprise you. It's an African plant that European pharmaceutical labs studied for decades and turned into registered prescription medicine for back pain and sciatica. But you can make it as a tea at home with the dried root and start using it today. And stay with me until the very end, because before we finish, I have a special bonus. A sciatic nerve mobilization exercise that physiotherapists use to free a nerve that is become stuck and compressed. And you can do it right now, lying in your bed with no equipment at all. I'm Dr. Julia Alves, and on this channel, my goal is to bring you the best of what nature and science have to offer for your health. Explained honestly. So let's get into it. Our first remedy is a plant most people know for the kidneys and fluid retention, but very few realize it has anything to do with the sciatic nerve. It's called horsetail. Now, I want to be honest with you, because honesty is the whole point of this channel. You'll see claims online that horsetail rebuilds the protective coating of your nerves. Let me explain what's actually true. The sciatic nerve is wrapped in a protective sheath called myelin, like the insulation around an electrical wire. When that nerve is inflamed and compressed, it fires pain signals all the way from your lower back down to your foot. Horsetail is one of the richest natural sources of silica, a mineral the body uses in building and maintaining connective tissue. It also has a long traditional use as a gentle anti-inflammatory and diuretic, which can help reduce the local swelling that presses on an irritated nerve. So no, it's not a magic nerve regenerator, but as a soothing, anti-inflammatory support, while your body heals, it earns its place on this list. To prepare it, boil about 1 liter of water, turn off the heat, and add 2 tablespoons of dried horsetail. Cover it and let it steep for 15 minutes. Strain and sip it across the day about 3 cups. Warm, or at room temperature. You'll find dried horsetail in almost any health food store. Our second remedy is a plant from South America that most people have never heard of, but that doctors and physiotherapists know well. Its botanical name is Cordia verbenacea. For centuries, coastal communities used it to treat pain and inflammation, rubbing the crushed leaves onto sore joints and aching muscles. And modern science took that traditional knowledge seriously. Researchers identified an active compound in the plant called artemisinin, with genuine analgesic and anti-inflammatory action. So convincing that it became the basis for a registered topical anti-inflammatory medication still prescribed by orthopedists and rheumatologists today. The leaf works directly on inflamed nerve endings, helping to dial down that burning, tingling, radiating sensation down the leg. You can prepare it as a tea from the dried leaves for a fraction of the cost of any pharmacy product. Boil 1 cup of water, turn off the heat, add 1 dessert spoon of the dried herb, cover 5 minutes, and strain. During painful flare-ups, you can drink up to 4 cups a day. It too is available in health food stores, Our third remedy has a history that's going to surprise you: white willow. Tell me, do you take aspirin, or know someone who does? Here's something remarkable. Aspirin, one of the most widely used medicines in all of human history, was born from the active compounds in white willow bark. The bark contains salicin, the very substance the pharmaceutical industry refined into aspirin. And long before aspirin existed, willow bark tea was the go-to remedy for pain and inflammation across Europe and far beyond. The preparation is different from the other teas, because the bark is tough and needs to simmer to release its active compounds. Put 1 tablespoon of dried white willow bark into about 2 cups of cold water, bring it to a gentle boil, and simmer on low for 15 minutes. Turn it off, strain, and drink it warm, 2 cups a day. Now, an important warning, and please don't skip this. Because willow works like a natural relative of aspirin, anyone taking blood thinners or who has an active stomach ulcer should avoid it. Children should not take it all. And if you have any chronic condition or take regular medication, check with your doctor first. Powerful plants deserve the same respect we give powerful pills. And now we arrive at the remedy I promised you at the very beginning. Remedy number 4. Write this name down because you're going to use it often. It's called devil's claw, and that name is no exaggeration. It comes from the shape of the plant's fruit, covered in hooks and barbs that grab onto anything they touch. It's a wild, hardy plant native to the arid savannas of southern Africa, and it carries that same toughness inside. Devil's claw contains a compound called harpagicide, with anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving action so well documented that pharmaceutical labs in Germany, France, and England studied it for decades and created registered medicines from it, used specifically for chronic low back pain and sciatica. The World Health Organization itself recognizes devil's claw for back pain and joint inflammation. And of everything on today's list, this is the one with the strongest scientific backing. What it does for the sciatic nerve is twofold. It reduces the inflammation surrounding the compressed nerve, and it acts as a natural analgesic on the nerve endings, easing the pain signals without dulling your whole system. To prepare it, place 1 tablespoon of the dried root into about 2 cups of cold water. Bring to a boil and simmer on low for 10 minutes. Turn it off, cover it, and drink it warm. 2 cups a day, preferably after meals, because on an empty stomach it can cause mild irritation in sensitive people. The same caution applies here. If you have an active stomach ulcer or take blood thinners, talk to your doctor before using it. And we arrive at the 5th remedy, and this one is going to sound a little crazy when I say it, so listen all the way through, because the explanation makes complete sense. I'm talking about a cabbage compress. Yes, the same cabbage you buy at the market every week. You never imagined that this humble leaf, applied directly to your lower back or buttock, could ease sciatic pain. But cabbage is genuinely rich in natural anti-inflammatory compounds, flavonoids and glucosinolates. And when warmed, pressed against the skin, 2 things happen at once. The warmth relaxes the tense muscles that are clamping down around the nerve, and the plant compounds work on the surface tissue to calm local inflammation. It's the same principle as a traditional medicinal poultice, using an ingredient you already have in your kitchen. Now I'll be straight with you. This won't reach deep into the nerve itself the way the teas can, and the evidence is more modest. But as a soothing, warming compress during a painful flare, many people find real relief. Here's how. Warm 6 to 8 cabbage leaves directly over a flame or in a dry pan for a few seconds, just until they soften and turn hot, never scorched. Press the warm leaves over the lower back and buttock on the affected side, cover with a dry cloth to hold the heat, and leave them for 15 to 20 minutes. Repeat twice a day during a flare-up. Just Be careful with the temperature so you don't burn the skin. And now, the bonus I promised you at the start. And honestly, for many people this matters more than any tea. I need to explain something most people don't know about sciatic pain. The sciatic nerve doesn't hurt only because it's inflamed. It also hurts because it gets stuck. With repeated inflammation, the nerve slowly loses its ability to glide freely inside the channel it travels through. It becomes tethered, tense, immobile. And every movement of your body tugs on that stuck nerve, producing the electric shock pain you know all too well. Physiotherapists address this with a technique called neural gliding or nerve flossing. It's a gentle exercise that mobilizes the nerve within its pathway, easing those adhesions and restoring freedom of movement. And you can do it right now, lying in your bed. Here's how. Lie on your back with both knees bent and your feet flat. Clasp your hands behind the thigh of the affected leg to support it. Now, with the leg held by your hands, gently straighten your knee upward while pulling your toes back toward you and turning your foot slightly outward. The moment you feel a point of tension along the nerve's path, behind the thigh or down the calf, gently bend the knee back and repeat. It's a slow, controlled rocking motion. You don't force it, you don't push into pain, you simply let the nerve slide. Repeat 15 times, rest, and do 2 more sets twice a day. The ideal moment to do it is right after one of the teas I showed you today. The plant calms the inflammation from the inside. The neural gliding frees the stuck nerve from the outside, and the two work together beautifully. Now, I want to be a responsible doctor with you for a moment. These remedies are here to support your comfort and your body's own healing. They complement medical care, they don't replace it. And there are warning signs that mean you should stop home treatment and seek care promptly. Pain that's rapidly getting worse, weakness in the leg that keeps progressing, numbness in the groin or inner thighs, or any loss of control over your bladder or bowels. Those are not sciatica to wait out. Those need a doctor quickly. For ordinary sciatic flare-ups, though, these tools can give you real, gentle relief while things settle. Sciatica does not have to be your permanent companion. With the right plants, your body has much of what it needs to calm the inflammation, support recovery, and get you moving freely again. If I had to choose where to start, I'd begin with Horsetail and Devil's Claw today. And I would not skip the neural gliding. 2 minutes lying in bed, that could make a difference you feel within the same week. So tell me in the comments, which of these 5 surprised you the most? And is there someone in your family or among your friends who wakes up every single day with that pain shooting down their leg and doesn't know what to do? Don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this video with that person right now. It might be the small thing that finally gives them a good night's sleep. If you want to keep caring for your health with the best of what nature and science offer, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. A big hug, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.